So we are live, I guess. So welcome everyone. I hope you guys are doing well. Hello. It's good. Good day, TV family. I love the sound of that. How you guys doing? Today I'm gonna try my best to make sure we have an amazing time. Good day, guys. You already know the drill. Today we're gonna be learning something very interesting. I want you guys to make sure everybody who is supposed to be here is supposed to be here. Just invite them, okay? George said, "You have no idea how long I waited." I know. Sorry about that. I wanted to actually really go all the way to the office so that it could be it could be done there. But I checked the time and every single thing. I say, you know what? I'm just gonna basically just hit it home from home today. So you guys can hear me loud and clear, yeah? If you can hear me loud and clear, let me know. All right, guys, you already know the culture. Drop in the chat where you are tuning in from. Chat. Come on now, talk to me. Where are you tuning in from? Where in this world are you? Where in this world are you right now? Kenya in the house. Ghana, Kenya, Nigeria, Liberia. Ooh, that's new. Namibia. Okay. Ghana in the house. Nigeria in the house. Germany in the house. Port Harcourt, Nigeria. We have Nigeria. The Nigerians are winning, man. You know, we're going to be having a competition soon between each other. I'm bringing so much fun games. It's gonna be, you guys are gonna love it. We got Scotland in the house. Amazing. All right. So Nigeria, Scotland, sweet. Guys, today make sure that you have your book and your pen. Just make sure that your book and your pen is intact today. Because today we're going to be talking about something and it's going to take a while. So make sure your phone is on do not disturb. Just make sure that you are really not in a position to be distracted, because the information you're going to be learning today is really going to do something to your trading. I genuinely believe that. In the next 60 seconds, this is what I want you to do. The team will repost, of course, each other for us to know that we are live. So whether you're following us on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, wherever, can you please let people know that we are live? And also try and like this live session so that it can reach more people. At least that is the least you guys can do to support TP family as a whole. But we're going to go live in maximum 60 seconds. So make sure that you do have every single thing intact so that we take it out from there, okay? All right, then. Let me bring up my notes. Where are we? Where is my note? Today I'm going to be taking notes, guys, a lot because the information is packed. Okay, so in order for me to teach well, I will be writing down here. You may not be able to see it, but then, because last time I did share my screen, which was great, but this time around, I think I'm going to just go this. There is more exciting stuff coming, so you guys are going to see, okay? Now, before we go on into today's session, I want to give a very quick, important announcement to all the TP family members. I want to give a quick announcement to all the TP family members. Whether you are part of the TP family or not, officially, I believe that this announcement is for everyone watching it, whether you are watching this video back or whatever. So, if this is the first time that you are listening to me or hearing me, guys, you know that I care about practical ways of growth, because trading is beyond an abstract concept. Okay, we have Qatar in the house. Amazing. Trading psychology is beyond an abstract concept, right? And one thing I want you guys to understand is this. If every day I talk, and there isn't enough systems in place for you, you wouldn't still grow. Does that make sense? So I came up with an idea which I believe will benefit a lot of people in this industry, including the TP family. And that idea is what if there was a system that manages you, okay, so that you don't blow your account, you get to make your first withdrawal, or you get to make withdrawal consistently. How would you feel if there was a system like that? What do I mean by that? Imagine if you are in a trade, and that trade, you know you have to close the trade, but you don't close it because you believe this trade can reverse and come back. What if there was somebody behind you as a system that tells you close the trade? What if there was a system that shows you why you should close the trade? How many of you will still have their account intact if you had that support system? How many of you, if you had a trading psychology system behind you 24/7, your account will survive? How many of you would have made their first withdrawal now if you had that system? If you believe that this system could change a lot for the community, drop some number ones in the chat. Just drop some number ones in the chat if you believe this system is going to work. I know what I'm talking about. Believe me, you guys have not seen anything yet. And the whole team behind this initiative. And you know what is beautiful? I don't want to say that now yet, but we will leave that to the announcement later. All right, guys. Today we are talking about the foundation of trading. Trading foundation, meaning what is really trading? Really. Now, why am I taking, before we go into the today's session, listen to this carefully now. Why is it important that you understand the conversation we're about to have today? When it comes to knowledge, yeah, it is not something that you choose what you want. Knowledge is a very interesting component part of human beings. That two people can go to the same place, and the difference between them is not what they wear, it's not how they look, it's how they think. Are you with me? So, before we go into today's session, you need to understand that from the bottom of my heart, you are where you are in your trading space and in life because of what you know and what you don't know. Are you with me? So today's lesson, very important lesson, very, very important lesson. In order for everybody here today to ask me, Cliff, what is leverage? What is lot size? What is this? What is that? I'm going to teach you guys today something very important. But today, I have grouped the lesson of today into 3 categories. The first category is called number 1, unlearn. Please write this down. Unlearn. Number 1 is unlearn. Number 2 is relearn. Hi, Kitty Sonny. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Okay. Number 1, unlearn. Number 2 is relearn. Number 3 is learning. This learning is a continuous action. So today's lesson is going to be in these 3 categories. Number 1, I'm going to help you to unlearn, because we cannot put a new wine in an old wine skin. 2, relearn. 3, learning. Father, we thank you so much for today's lesson. We give you all the praise. We give you all the honor. Father, may your name be praised forevermore. As we are about to go into this session, Father, you know that I can only just speak, but only you can give understanding on this live session. Help each and every single person on this live session for them to get exactly what they need to transform their trading journey. Father, I can do none of these things except you be with me. Thank you, Father. In Jesus' much less name we have prayed. Amen. It's game time. Let's go. All right, so let's start from the unlearning. What are some of the things you need to unlearn? The first thing you need to unlearn is the word misconceptions. Please write it down. You see, everything that I'm teaching you, I'm writing it down as well. So do the same. They said people don't do what you say, they do what you do. So we are all writing, right? Because I'm also learning with you guys. The first one is called the misconceptions. You need to unlearn those. Then we'll talk about other habits that needs to go away. We'll talk about characteristics, things you need to unlearn. The first one is called misconception. A misconception is not less of a concept. It is a concept. It is only just a missed concept. Did you get that? That means it doesn't matter if it's true or not when it comes to concept. Both the real concept and the misconcept, they are both concepts. And both of them can do something to your mind. Are you with me? What are some of the misconceptions that every single person in TP family and listening to me under the sound of my voice need to understand? The first misconception people believe is that trading is easy money. Trading is easy money. It's a misconception. So what is the real conception here? Please write that down. I will give you the misconception. Then we'll talk about the real concept here. The misconception is trading is an easy money. What is the truth? The truth is trading is a skill. Are you with me? A skill-based business. All right? A skill-based business, not a lottery. It's not gambling related. Trading is easy money. It's a misconception. What is the truth? That trading is a skill-based business, not a lottery. Until you understand this, there is nothing I can teach you here today that will enter your head. Misconception number 2. You can win every trade. You can win every trade. Misconception. What is the truth? Somebody tell me. If you can win every trade is a misconception. If you can win every trade is a misconception. What is the truth? Somebody put in a comment. By now, you should know this. You can win every trade. That is a misconception. What is the truth? Tell me. The truth is, I'm writing it down here before I tell you. Losses are part of the game. Losses are part of the game. That was very accurate, That was exactly what I wrote down, Anthony. I like that. Congratulations, bro. You just literally just picked up my word out of my book. Yes, losses are part of the game. Misconception number 3. Let's go. Let's write on. Misconception number 3. What is that? More trades, more profit. More trades. Ooh, boy, this one, it took me a long time to really get this out of my head, You know the way I survived? I will tell you that later. More trades, more profit. That is a misconception. What is the truth? Tell me. I'm going to give you guys 3 misconceptions and we'll take it out from there. More trades, more profit. Less trades, more disciplined you are. I like that, John. Less is more. I like that. Let's give it as a truth. Less is more. Less is more. Less. I love that. I love that. Less is more. Jeremiah and Franca, I like that. And then John also said, less trait, more discipline you are. Very good point as well. Okay, very good point. So less is more. Guys, now before I go and listen to this carefully now, you see, the reason why we are unlearning is because it took me a long time to understand that the market doesn't care about my feelings. It doesn't care if the reason why I got involved in trading was because I was broke. The market doesn't care about that. It doesn't care if at the end of the day, I started trading to solve my family's problem. Trading doesn't care. And with principles, whether you believe it or not, it will always punish you. Does that make sense? Now, there is something called the issues of life. I said this in our previous live session. And the issues of life basically will tell you that some people over here on this live stream really need money. It's not even a matter of they want money, they need it. This coming Monday, somebody got bills to pay. This week, yeah, somebody have some school fees to sort out or something, or some sickness, whatever. Those things are real life situations. Does that make sense? Those things are real life situations. And so at the end of the day, if you are being told all you have to do is to click a couple of few buttons here and there is no way you're not going to be excited. Are you with me? There is no way you're not going to be excited. So I don't kick away the realities of life in people's life. The truth of the matter is, you are going to have to understand that these things in your life, they are real. These things in your life, they are real. And so you need to be able to understand the structure of that reality that, yes, I need money today. I need money tomorrow. I need money like yesterday. But these are just issues of life that will not be solved by just believing in a misconception. Because the misconception that creates a perspective is not what changes the life. It is a truth that you are afraid to accept. That is what changes life. Are you guys with me? So the first thing I want you to write down is this, is that even though misconception, please write this down. Even though a misconception may be able to give me a satisfaction to my desire, does not necessarily mean is the truth that can set me free. Please write that down. Even though a misconception is able to give me a level of what? A sense of fulfillment with my current situation, does not necessarily mean that it is the truth that can set me free. So what you now need to accept and understand, that your situation is real. All those things are real, but the reality is, how can you overlook your issues of life and then stick to the process and eventually become free as you want by actually finding the truth? So, get rich quick scheme, misconception. You can win every trade, misconception. More trades, more profit, misconception. What then are you doing now? You are accepting the truth. I want to tell you guys something today before we go on, okay? Let me tell you a quick story. I created this analogy myself for a reason. So I created this analogy for let people to understand the seriousness of what actually is in trading. Listen to this carefully now. You don't trade the market because you need money. You trade because you have money to multiply. Yes, I remember this very well. Listen to this carefully, guys. I'm come to share something with you for you to understand the seriousness of unlearning everything that you have believed. Listen to this carefully now. Listen to me. Look, let's say, for example, you came to me, yeah, and you told me, Cliff, I'm thirsty. But you've never, ever, ever in your life had water before. With this kind of, I want you to really listen to this carefully now. You came to me, you said, Cliff, I'm thirsty. And I said, okay, Because you came, let's say, for example, you have lived in the caves your whole life. That means you've never seen water before, whatever one know. You came to me and said, Cliff, I have never had water before. Please listen to this carefully now. The level of how you understand exactly what I'm telling you, your trading will not be the same again this coming Monday. Believe me. Because the things we're going to be learning today, you need to make sure you have extra 1 hour, 30 minutes or 2 hours maximum for this live session. Because it's going to be packed with information. Believe me. We're going to be talking about the realities. We're going to be talking about foundation. We're going to be talking about economy. Things you need to know to make sure that your life never remains the same again. You came to me and you said, Cliff, I'm thirsty, but you've never had water to drink before. So I gave you something that looks like water. It's transparent and it's colorless. So it looks like water, but apparently it's vodka. Okay? It's vodka. So what was happening right there is this. You have never had water before. And you came to me and I said, I'm going to give you water, but I gave you vodka. Now, when you started drinking this water, which is vodka, the first time it hurt your chest and you were like, ouch. So you told me, Cliff, it hurt. And I told you, oh, don't worry. It's because you have never had water in your life before. And you said, really? I said, yeah, it's because water, you have not drunk it before. That is why it hurts you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, listen to this carefully now. That is not psychology. Psychology is not motivation. No. Psychology is the level of the truth you encounter that you allows it to convict you to do something to your mind. We will come there. Does that make sense? At the end of the day, the reality is this. Again, that is what I'm basically just saying right now. One thing that you need to understand is this, guys. You don't necessarily need to know that when we talk about psychology, it's not a motivation. This is what a lot of people don't understand. Psychology is not motivation. Psychology is the level of truth you have encountered that you have allowed it to convict you to bring light into your mind to behave a certain type of a way. Does that make sense? For example, I'll give you guys an example. There is a comment and it's a beautiful comment. I want to comment on this, and it's not to throw anything to the individual, but what he is saying is very true. He said, I don't believe in the whole trade less thing as long as you have a well-defined trading plan and the trades meet your criteria, then you should take every trade. It is very true. What he is saying is very true, but only few people can discipline themselves and not overtrade and stick to a trading plan. So now tell me, which one of them is better? Trading less to be safe or trying to fight over trading? Are you guys with me? So there is a whole lot of different things. It's not everybody that is capable of making the exact same decision, just like everybody else. So trading, that is what we call something an edge. It is your conviction, your understanding, the level of the things that gives you your discipline. But there is also something called the safer you are, the better. Are you with me? So in trading, it still boils down to a personality structure, regardless of whatever Cliff is telling you. Let's get back to my analogy now. You have never drank water in your life before. And then what did you say? You say, hey, you know what? Cliff, give me water. I gave you water, it burned your chest. You said, ouch. I said, don't worry, it's because you've never had water in your life before. Okay. Now, after a couple of 15, 20 minutes, the person started having chest burns and feeling tipsy. And I told the individual, the reason why you are feeling tipsy is because you've never drank water in your life before. Now, listen, even though I'm telling the person things, even though, guys, let's finish this concept. I will answer every single question. Right now, let's stick to this and we'll come back, okay? Don't worry, we're going to spend a lot of time together this year anyways. So all your questions will be answered. So even though you have not drunk water in your life before, right? So I have the privilege and opportunity to tell you exactly how I want you to think. I'm creating a concept in your mind, but it's a misconcept. The reason being is because it is just water that you are looking for, but I gave you vodka, which look like water and is give you a side effect that normally water shouldn't give. But because you respect me and you honor me and you believe me, I'm telling you, you are drinking water, even though it's not water, and you believe that somehow, If you keep on listening to me, eventually that thing being a vodka will eventually become water. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, the longevity of an error does not necessarily make it a truth. The longevity of an error. Thank you so much, bro. I really appreciate you a lot. Thank you so much. So the longevity of an error does not necessarily makes it the truth. Are you with me? So the person now was going home and they say, hey, you know what? Can you give me some part of the water to go and drink at home? So I gave this person. I gave this person the bottle of the vodka, which they think is water. So they took it home. When they took it home, they kept on calling me, Cliff, my chest still aches. Cliff, my eye still turns. After 3 months, this person stops telling me that. Now, what has happened to this person is tolerance. His body has now been able to build tolerance. In medicine, we call something tolerance. It is when your body starts to adjust to a certain medication that does not help you to be. Have you heard that right now? They said that the bacteria that are affecting human beings now does not get to be treated by the medication. It's called tolerance. That is why in medicine, we tell people all the time, it is important that you don't take bacteria infection drugs like any antibacterials for anything you feel you are sick of. No, if you will start letting your body build tolerance. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? It is very important that you guys understand this. So now, 3 months later, the individual called me. 3 months later, the individual called me. Hey, we're on TV. Amazing, we're on. Nice to see you guys, man. Amazing, guys. We have an amazing content coming up with Way on TV very soon. You guys are gonna see it on the channels. Amazing guys. I really, really love them a lot. So one of the things that you guys need to understand is this. Now, 3 months later, your body is now building tolerance. It doesn't necessarily make that thing the truth. And so this is where the problem started from, as a result of what? As a result of a misconception being passed on to generations in this industry. So I get it. I get it. You respect your mentors, you respect me, you honor me. But guys, you don't get understanding by what you hear from Cliff. You get understanding by the knowledge you hear from here. You take it, you go and meditate, and then do your research, and it becomes an understanding. This is the tripartite formation of getting understanding: knowledge, meditation, research. Are you with me? Knowledge is what I am speaking out to give. Meditation is by you letting your body receive the information to know if what Cliff is saying is true or not. Research is by combining with facts. So if I tell you in your mind there is something called the amygdala, don't take my word for it. Research amygdala, Clifford said. So a lot of people have believed certain things that is limiting their mind right now. Does that make sense? And so the reality is, you need to first of all unlearn every single thing you believe right now that is not taking you anywhere. Now, after you've unlearned, the next thing is to relearn. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot help you to unlearn every single thing today, but I've given you the blueprint that when I started accepting the fact that the big boys are not coming for me, they don't even know who I am. My money is not enough for them to track me. However, they do hunt liquidity, of course, for sure, because the market is a liquidity-based business, but it's not about me. You will stop saying things like the market is manipulating me. They're not manipulating you. They are trying to survive. They want to make money. Okay? It's a conflict of interest. They don't care about you. So there are things you believe right now that makes you approach certain things in a way. Now, when you accept the fact that trading is not a get-rich-quick scheme, what do? You become patient to learn. Unlearn. First structure. Yes, our money is not enough for them to track us. But together with a lot of retail traders, it's enough for them to grab it and make a decision. Are you with me? So you as an individual, you believe me, you are like an ant in the market. You just that one person, you are like an ant. So now, let's now learn. Are you with me? If you have started on learning, drop unlearn in the chat. Let me go back into the comment and go and see something. Oh no, listen, Hess Holmes, listen, bro. No. I know you were not coming for me. I just borrowed your truth to just teach people something a little bit. So don't worry at all, bro. We're on the same page, okay? Because what you said was the truth. I just needed to use it to teach people and say what you are saying also is the truth. And this is how you basically manage that kind of truth. Does that make sense? So no worries at all, bro. Over here, TP family, everybody has the right to say something. Unlearn. Perfect. Amazing. Now let's relearn. Now, the first thing I want you to relearn is to understand that the market has a hierarchy. First things first. The first thing I want you to learn is that the market has a hierarchy. Write it down. Without this knowledge, you will not go far. The market has a hierarchy. The market has a hierarchy. What does that mean? It means that somebody's at the top. Anytime you hear the word hierarchy, it means there is somebody at the top, there is somebody there, and it goes all the way down. And somebody, anytime you hear the word hierarchy, it means somebody's at the top, somebody's at the bottom. Okay? It means somebody's at the top and somebody's at the bottom. Guys, do you know why I'm smiling a lot? I'm smiling a lot because I don't know if it's the camera or if I have a good smile. It's just when I smile, it brings joy to myself. So I'm like, hey, I should keep on smiling more. Anyways, I'm kidding. So, hierarchy. On top of the hierarchy, okay, we have what we call the major banks. Okay? We have what we call the major banks. Okay? The major banks are the first one. On top of the hierarchy, we have what we call the major banks. The major banks are the one responsible in your country for monetary policies. All right? They are the reason why they are the reason why there is policies in your country. Any other financial policies, whenever they want to cut down rates and so on and so forth. That is the major banks. Then the second in command, we have what we call the EBS. EBS. Very important. Then at the third of the hierarchy, we have what we call the medium-sized banks. Normally, if you send money a lot through SWIFT, you will start to notice the difference between the major banks and then the medium-sized banks. At the fourth of the hierarchy, you need to understand that we have something called the pension funds. They are all in the same line. Pension funds. We have the hedge funds. We have the corporations like Mercedes, Apple, and we have individual investors like Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, all of them. They are under the fourth in the hierarchy chain. And at the bottom of the hierarchy, we have the average retail trader. Now, in this order of the hierarchy, what separates each and every single person is system, information, buying power, and so on and so forth. Now, why is it important that you understand the hierarchy that you are at the bottom of? Why is it important? It helps you to understand that you can't do everything you want. Please write it down. Major banks, number one, EBS. EBS simply means electronic brokerage services. Okay? Medium-sized banks, number three. Pension funds, hedge funds, and all of the corporations and individual investors, number four. And then retail traders, number five. Why is it important that you understand the hierarchy? It's important that you understand the hierarchy because it is what helps your conviction to understand. Imagine if somebody has invited you to a house and the person said, oh, don't worry, feel free. Feel free does not mean do whatever you want. Feel free means you can do some things, but feel free. All right? You cannot just, if you feel free too much, there are consequences. Does that make sense? So you understanding your place in the hierarchy helps you to make decisions with common sense. All right? So that is the first thing you need to understand. So anybody who studies market structure without understanding the structure of the market, there are some certain gap of ideas. So for example, if you tell a person there is something called imbalance, the person is going to ask, what is that? They're asking what is that too much because they don't know there is a hierarchy. And that hierarchy moves the money. And when they move the market to create a certain kind of move that we can define it as imbalance. It's EBS. Yes, EBS, not EBMS. EBS, electronic brokerage services. Now, how does the financial market works? So now, guys, listen. What have we started by talking about the misconceptions. Now we have come to realize that trading is a pure business. It's not just any business. a skilled-based business, meaning there is a certain kind of process you have to go through. Anytime that you hear the word skill, it means time is involved. Please write it down. Anytime that you hear the word skill sets, it means time is involved. That time is not based on how fast you finish something. You can go to school and they will tell you you will finish school in 6 years if you want to be a medical doctor. Even if you pick the whole entire medical school books and you finish it in first course, it will still take you 6 years. Do you know why? Do you know why? Do you know why even if you're able to read all the medical books in 1 year, the teachers will still let you go through the 6 years, because it is not about how fast you finish the book. It is how well you survive a certain amount of period is what equates something to a skill set. Are you with me? So a skill set is a set of experiences coming together to make an individual behave a certain type of way, all right, to the person to be called an expert. You see, the truth of the matter is, I didn't used to believe this back in the days. I thought, oh, hey, how fast can you teach me how to trade? That is not how it works. No matter how you desire a baby now, if you are a father, or if you want to be a father, if you're a husband, no matter how much you desire a baby, you cannot impregnate 9 women to have a baby in 1 month. Are you with me? You don't impregnate 9 women to have a baby in 1 month. According to the time of delivery and childbirth is 9 months. There is nothing you can do about that. Same thing when it comes to anything that is connected to growth in area of skill sets. So one thing that you need to understand is this, is that you are going to have to learn a certain body of knowledge. So after you've been able to understand the hierarchy, now the next thing you need to understand is the knowledge-based component of what happens in the industry. So what are we learning? Right now we have understood the market has a hierarchy. I've realized, okay, so there are players. Okay, great. What next? You need to now get what we call the foundational knowledge. Please write it down. The foundational knowledge. The foundational knowledge. What are some of the things you need to know in the foundation? Number 1, an economy. Number 2, a little bit about the players, whether the banks, the brokers. So foundational knowledge. We're going to talk about economy. We'll talk a little bit about brokers. Talk a little bit about retail trading space. You need to understand how this space works. How is even Mercedes part of trading as a company? These things are foundational knowledge. All right. Then when you go to the technical side, we have knowledge like lot sizes. All of those ones will come later. Let's start from the top. What is an economy? What is an economy? An economy is a money earned and spent in a country. Yeah, I'll explain. Don't worry. Stay with me. Let's keep on writing. An economy is any money that is being earned and spent in a country. Please write that down. Any money that is being earned and spent in a country. So let's write. An economy is any money. An economy is any money. Is any money and spent in a country. By who? By who? By who? Number 1, the government. Number 2, the people. Number 3, companies. So this is why we have something called the economic calendar. We'll talk about that. Just stay with me. Number 1, the government. Number 2, the people. Number 3, companies. Are you with me? So any money that is being earned and spent by the government helps the economy. Earned, spent by the people, and earned by the people, spent by the people help the economy. Money earned by the companies and spent by the companies help the economy. Now, in order for you to understand if an economy of a country is doing well, we have something called the economic indicators. Stay with me. The economic indicators. They are the ones you will call the GDPs, the NFPs. They are all economic indicators. The purpose of an economic indicator is to measure the health of an economy. The purpose of an economic indicator is to measure the health of a country's economy. So if I come to, I don't want to use any country in West Africa right now. It would be too much of an attack. Let's say you come to Dubai and you want to understand the strength of Dubai's economic system. We will look at the things they produce. We will look at employment rates. We will look at inflation. We'll look at all the indicators. But then the most important one that shows the health of a country's economy, number one, is the employment data. If somebody is able to tell me why, you are going to get a giveaway by the end of this month. Why? Why is it that the employment data tells a lot about the health of an economy? Somebody tell me. Come on now. Don't Google it. Don't ChatGPT it. Use your head. Okay? Why is it that an employment data tells a lot about a country's economical health? Tell me. Employment data. Why is it like that? We are talking about employment data here, not the gross employment data. The higher the employment, the higher the production rates, hence higher revenue. I like that because it shows how money is spent by the people. You guys are not getting it right now, yeah? Because it runs the economy. Trading is less better in my point of view. Okay, some people are still going back and forth to that. Guys, we have moved on from that. Because people survive depends on the government for food and survival. Because it determines the total people working and contributing. Okay. There are three people now. TP family, let's do this. So there is Anthony, there is Emmanuel, and there is John. There is Hyginus. Guys, let's nominate one of them. Put their name in the comment who you guys think that should get this giveaway, because all of them, the answer is right, so that I don't become biased. Okay, so these four individuals, guys, put their name in the comment. Who do you think deserves to win this? Come on now. Just these four people so we can move on. All right, in 60 seconds we are done. If nobody vote them in 60 seconds, we are done as well. Sticking to the giveaway, we are done. Okay, so who would you? Nobody wants to nominate you guys. Guys, nobody wants to nominate you. Okay, they all want to get it. Okay, we're gonna move on. Okay, so I see John. Okay, John. I see Quintus. Who else? Oh, Quintus is putting his name in the group. I don't get it. What is that? Okay, so guys, I'm gonna move on now. Very true. Remember, what did I say? I said an economy is strong. Okay, so hygienists. Okay, I see Emmanuel and John. So John, you've gotten 2, 3 more to go, and then we wrap up. 3 more to go. Let's see whose name is going to pop again. John. Wow. Is it because John is a name that everybody is used to? This is not fair, you know. What about the other people? Okay, John, you win. John, it's either you brought your whole team here. Congratulations, guys. Let's drop some number ones in the chat for John right now. That means only God knows why you're winning this. The team will reach out to you or send an email. They will contact you and we'll take it out from there. Just drop some number ones in the chat for John right now. All right. So what did I say? I said economy is any money that is being earned and spent by the government, by the people, by the companies. So if there is no earning, there is no spending. Does that make sense? If there is no earning, there is no spending. So now, if you ask me, Cliff, why do I need to know about the economy of a country? Guys, one reason. The reason why it's important that you know the economical state of a country is because it is what will tell you if a currency will depreciate or appreciate. Having the knowledge of the economical state of a country helps you to understand the depreciation and the appreciation of a currency assets. So that's the first thing. So basically, this is a quick 101 about economy. Next thing we spoke about was brokers. Now, why is it important to be able to have a brokerage with you? Make peace with this concept. Without a brokerage, you are not connected to the financial market. You know, we as retail traders, we are not connected to the financial market directly. Retail traders, we are connected to the financial market through a brokerage. So even though brokers may not be on our side, we need them to survive. But what knowledge do you need to have about a brokerage? You need to understand we have different types of the brokerages. We have what we call the STP brokerage, STP. And we have all the ECN, or the market maker brokerage, or what we call the hybrid. Now, the hybrid, they are very rare. So we have what we call the STP and the ECN. The difference between the STP and the ECN or the market maker brokers is this. The market maker broker has enough liquidity to move the market in-house. The STP or the ECN, they need a liquidity provider. What does that mean? Cliff, what is liquidity? Liquidity is the number of orders that we can or the number of assets of orders that we can convert into capital. It's called liquidity. Does that make sense? So even though liquidity can equate to money, liquidity doesn't necessarily mean money. Does that make sense? But it's a conversion to money. It means right now I'm sitting down here. This jacket is just jackets. But if I'm able to convert this jacket into something, I can equate it to an asset, right? It's no more. Let's say, for example, I'm giving this jacket for rental for anybody who is called in Dubai at this time. I have turned my jacket, which is a liability, into an asset because I'm converting it to something that brings something into my pocket. Does that make sense? So you need to be able to understand that the difference between the brokers is this. If you are using an STP brokerage, and I'm giving a homework right now, guys, go and do a research about what is, and I'm going to show you guys something right now. Pure value. Listen to this carefully now. With me. Stay 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 with me. Let me give you guys real value right now. Real value here, okay? Watch me. Watch me. So there is a website. I have no affiliation with them. Zero affiliation. So please don't let anybody go and say, hey, Cliff was the one. Zero affiliation. But I think it will help a lot of newbies because this is a foundational lesson. If you guys can see my screen, drop some number ones in the chat. Can you see my screen? If you guys see my screen, drop some number ones. Okay, perfect. So the name of this brokerage is called, listen to this carefully. The name of this website is called brokerchooser.com. Now, brokerchooser.com is basically a platform that you can use to tell, excuse me. Can I get water? A platform that you can use to tell, sorry guys, a platform that you can use to tell what type of broker that will work for you. Okay? Talking about brokers, a lot of people have been asking me, Cliff, what is the brokerage that you have that we can use and all of that? I'm going to tell you guys very soon, but you know me, I don't really do none of those things unless there is a reason. So sorry for those that does not get the answers from me. We'll talk about it later. But let's say, for example, you don't know the broker to choose. All you have to do is to go to Match Me, where it says Match Me. Now, based on where you are located in this world, it will pick it up first. So, for example, I'm in Dubai. So it's saying United Arab Emirates, right? So imagine if some of you guys, I was telling you guys, hey, I'm in Dubai. And imagine if I forgot that this website can actually really fish you out. And be like, where is Cliff? Cliff is saying he's in Dubai, and he picked it up, and I'm somewhere in Ghana, somewhere, Anyways, They'll be like, hey, Cliff, you back home and you didn't tell us. Anyways, so yes, you can see it will pick up where you are automatically. So where I am currently right now is the United Arab Emirates. So it's picking it up. If you want to change it, you can change it to any country you want. If you think that you're in Nigeria, you choose Nigeria, you're in Ghana, wherever. Then you go to start matching me. It will start asking you a series of questions, like choose the most important asset for you. Let's say, let me do random stuff here. Forex. So the more I keep on choosing things, it keeps on giving me different brokers. You see? Pepperstone, IC Market, yada, yada, yada. Next, I am a first timer. What fee structure would you prefer? Low spread. How much would you like to deposit? If you're going to choose less than 50, you might as well go use to buy suya, yeah? Don't put $50 in your account and then blow it and be sad. Because the financial market, if you're not going to be able to be okay with making 10% on $50 in 1 month, you will blow the money. So anyways, let's say 51 to 200. How would you like to deposit your funds to your account? Bank transfer, credit cards, maybe you want Wise, or you can say you don't know. Whichever way, it's up to you. What trading platform would you like to use? MT5, brokers on, blah, blah, blah. Which currency pairs would you like to trade? Let's say major currencies, minor, exotic, whatever. Any special preferences? Pick 5 maximum. Play safe, redraw out, start today, dig deep, hold my hands, blah, blah, blah. You go to. Then this will now give you the number of brokers it will suggest to you. You can also go to compare the brokers, by the way. And all the brokers is selected for you. It will compare all of them. Their fee differences, their type of safetiness, the kind of limitations they have, minimum withdrawal fee, blah, 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 blah. It will show you all of it. Then you choose whichever one that you want. Does that make sense? All right. I'm going to give you guys a few seconds to basically just take this in. Save the name, and then we wrap it up from there. Okay? Okay, let's go back. If this helped you, just let me know. Did this help you? Is this information helping you right now? So if next time that you ask somebody, what broker should I choose? Stop that. Unless you want to follow your mentor's brokerage so that you can be able to get him to help you to get the right deals and so on and so forth. But there are some conversations that you don't really need to ask. Or what kind of broker? You can find that out on brokerchooser.com. All right. Okay. All right. So now that we have talked a little bit about brokerages and the difference between STP and ECN. So the market maker broker basically is a type of brokerage that does not pass on their liquidity to somebody else. They have the liquidity in-house. What else do we have? Now, let's talk about how companies like Mercedes are involved in the financial market. Let me share my screen also here as well. Let's take it out from there. It's pure foundation lesson we are doing, so don't mind me if I'm sharing my screen a lot, okay? Okay, guys, I'm not talking, okay? I just want to share my screen. Give me a second. I hope you guys can see now. Giving everybody a second. Let me take off my email before somebody duplicates this email. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Okay, so we're about to talk about how does a company like Mercedes get involved in the financial market. So that means not just Mercedes, any other corporate. So how does companies get involved in the financial market? How does companies get involved in the financial market? Very simple. Let's pick a company like Mercedes. Without me telling you, in which hierarchy in the market structure is Mercedes located? From 1 to 5. Can somebody tell me? In which hierarchy is Mercedes located? So in which part of the hierarchy? I'm seeing 3. It's not 3. 4 is the answer. Correct. So Mercedes now wants to buy spare parts. Mercedes wants to buy spare parts in, let's say, India. Mercedes wants to buy spare parts in India. They cannot be able to spend euros in India. So they need to exchange it against what? Can somebody tell me? They need to exchange it against what? Let's go back to the comment. Mercedes wants to buy spare parts in India. So they need to exchange it against what? Rupee. 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 They need to exchange it against the rupee. All right. So that means they are going to have to against the rupee. Now, they will not be able to make a huge amount of that transaction by just going to the company in India and say, hey, I want you to basically just give me spare parts. I have $300 million. I have $1 billion, and I want to buy a spare part from India. This transaction has to go through what? So this transaction has to go through. Give me the answer. Guys, this is Forex 101. If you understand this, you will not even start getting interest in watching the news and trying to understand all of that. Now, you see, by the time that you get this foundation, by the time you get to supply and demand, you already understand all of that by foundation. So everything else becomes very easy for you. Does that make sense? So this transaction has to go through what? Has to go through, let's see in the comment, the bank. Just any bank? Just any bank? Okay. So we do know that this transaction will definitely go through the bank. And so at the end of the day, when they are now going through the bank, remember this, because the transaction is going through a bank and it's a huge transaction, is going to create a huge liquidity in the market. And so companies buying spare parts, company making profit, companies spending new money, initiative, companies taking a hit. All these things contribute in the financial market. So that is why the financial market is one of the biggest market in the whole entire world. Why? Because there is a lot of activities going on and on. So you as the individual, how, when we say the average retail trader, the average retail trader is not a person that have MT5 on their phone. The average retail trader is anybody who participates in the financial market one way or the other. If you travel and then you exchange money, let's say, for example, you traveled from the United States, so you have in your hand USD. When you come to Dubai, you have to convert that to AED. Now, you may not necessarily have MT5 on your phone, but you are going to do some exchanges, right? That will go through the brokerage services, all the agents or whatever that contribute to the financial market. So whether you like it or not, you are part of the financial market. The only difference between those who intentionally trade and those who don't intentionally trade is knowledge, intentionality, and the willingness to turn this into a business. But everyone is part of the financial market, whether you like it or not. Are you with me? So now that we have been able to understand how Mercedes are part of this game, how then will the retail trader become part of this industry and survive? What foundation do you need? Are you with me? What foundation do you need to survive? All these things is just scratching the surface. Now that I've given you the several points, you can now go back and actually really do a research. So you're asking me, Cliff, so now you are basically telling me there are different type of markets. Yes, there is what we call the decentralized market and what we also call the centralized market. Now, you and I, we are part of the decentralized market, a market whereby you can sit in your room and be part of it. Are you with me? Now, we have different type of assets in different market spaces. We have the Forex, which simply stands for the foreign exchange of currency pairs. Let me stretch this a little bit. Forex. Then we have the indices. Then we have commodities. Now, the reason why I'm not adding commodities to the currency pairs area is because commodity is a whole different broad market altogether. And a lot of people don't see it like that. We have soft commodity and we have the hard commodity. The soft commodity is where you have cocoa, sugar, cotton, and all of that. Then we have what we call the hard commodity like silver, gold, and so on and so forth, right? Now, the majority of the traders trade gold. Why? It moves every day. So it sponsors people's, habit. Anyways, so now, also now we can add cryptocurrency as well. All right. There are people who also trade stocks, not from a investment, but they speculate. Then we have synthetic indices as well. That one, it makes people money, but the reality is it's not easy to really have it everywhere in the world because it's a synthetic index. So it's not every single country that allows that. They see it as a very bad asset. That's the truth. Now, let me go through this. Is there something for me? Okay, because it helps to know the living conditions of the people. Okay. Okay, I understand. Okay, perfect. So, all right then. Let me go on. I thought there was something in there for me. So at the end of the day, that is one thing that you need to understand. Now, let's now get to the point where we are about to start wrapping up because I've been talking for like an hour now. Now, listen to me carefully now. From you understanding the assets to understanding your platforms, to you understanding your risk, how to be able to risk, how to understand your risk tolerance. We have capital risk management. We have risk management as a whole. So capital management and risk management is not the same thing. So we have risk management. We have risk management. We have capital management. They all fall under risk. Then after you've been able to learn all these things, we are still learning. So now you have understood it is in here. It is this risk management part that you will learn lot sizes, that you will learn risk to reward ratio, right? It is on the platforms that you will learn like TradingView, brokerages platform, MT5, MT4, they are here, right? And it is out of the capital management side that you will learn leverage. So the reality is you don't learn people, when we talk about foundation of Forex, people think that everything you learn in the beginning is called foundation. No, foundation is a thing you need to build your knowledge on. So we have Forex, all these ones we will categorize them under the market space. Then we have platform, we have risk management, we have capital management. And then here we have what we call data analysis. Data analysis is where you will find technical analysis, sentimental analysis and fundamental analysis. All right, whichever way, it's in data analysis. Then we have the business overview of the market, meaning that how do you scale up? All right, how do you scale up? Remember, we've talked about unlearning. We've talked about learning. And then now we are talking about the things you're going to keep on learning. So you have relearned a few things here. So now we're talking about the things you're going to keep on learning. Does that make sense? So you're going to understand different type of assets in different market regions. All right. Then at the end of the day, you are going to have to get to a point where you understand the platforms. You're going to get to a point where you have to understand the risk management, capital management, data analysis, business overview. It is around the business overview part, in the foundation of business overview. So this is how I want you to see it. Look at this one right here. Why people keep on getting confused. All of these things has its grade 1. All this information has its own foundation. Okay? And then all this information also, there are some of them that you will continue in grade 2 if you're going to school. Let's use that as a setup. Some of them, you will be done with it in grade 1 and 2, like platforms. At some point, you need to be done with a platform and just start keeping using it. In the foundation of the business overview is when you will learn what we call supply For example, supply and demand. So in supply and demand, it is a business terminology. It's not a trading view terminology. Supply and demand simply means there are buyers and there are sellers in the market. In order for something to buy, somebody needs to be there selling. Does that make sense? So when you understand that, you will know that supply and demand is a business term in Apple, in Mercedes, in every other company in this world deals with supply and demand. So what you need to understand is, okay, what are some of the things you're going to be learning in the business overview? How does the market move? Order flows, liquidities, things like you can even talk about order blocks as a foundational thing, but not as a technical thing you do on TradingView, but rather understanding that the market cannot, let's say right now there is 1 trillion in the market, 1 trillion in the market per second. The market will never let 1 trillion move the market in a split second. It will create structures, but that whole 1 trillion will be spreaded in the market, but it's going to go in structures. It's going to go in blocks of orders, meaning that it's going to go a little bit and then breathe. The reason why it does that is so that it creates a well-balanced structure for the financial market without crashing. Are you with me? So you're going to be learning all these things as time goes on. Now, the part where that involves me a lot, you already know this already, is the most important part to me, to retail traders now. It's what we call psychology. Psychology. Now, psychology here in this context, as I told you, is beyond an abstract concept. It is the ability for you to understand that the current mind you have right now is everything opposite to who a trader is meant to be. That means there is a way you have been trained millions of years from your ancestors all the way down to you. That makes you think some certain way. Your mindset is not transformed to survive in the market. For example, your current brain that you have right now is not designed to be able to make more than 2 emotional decisions in a day. This is not an opinion. It's a neuroscience research made information. Does that make sense? So, what we're going to be doing moving forward right now, my goal is how can we use the whole entire of this year to break down every single thing from the forex market, indices, commodities, crypto, synthetic, whatever it is, to platforms, risk management, capital management, data analysis, business overview, everything, to strategy development. All right? On this platform, so that tomorrow, if somebody is new and he comes on my YouTube or our YouTube, it's not going to be, hey, Cliff, what is leverage? We have a playlist of everything you need to know as a trader. Go there. So that I can focus 24/7 on purely trading psychology. Now, while we are doing this master classes and episodes, I'm still releasing videos on trading psychology as a whole, separately to help people as well. Now, this is the game plan we have here as TP family. That when you now come onto this website, you are not going to miss anything on YouTube. Only if you are willing to learn. So last week we spoke about the structures that you need. The first structure I told you is knowledge base. That is what we are doing now. Then after we are done with all the series of everything you need to know as a trader, we now focus on trading psychology every single day. Let me go back to the chart. Okay. Are you guys tired? Are you guys tired? We have stayed on this call or this live stream for 1 hour, 11 minutes. You're not tired, yeah? Well, I am. I'm exhausted. I'm not exhausted, but I think that it's important that we basically just make sure that we have a system of structure. So go back again and watch this video. What is your homework? Try as much as possible to do research on every single thing I've said. Okay? Pick it one by one. Do your research on them. Don't take my word for it, as I said. Everything I'm teaching you here is purely based on my 12 years of experience and counting. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, one announcement. Those of you who didn't know, this month is my birthday by the grace of God. So this month on the 24th of January, it will be my birthday. I'm growing. Yes, I'm growing. I'm growing by the grace of God. We thank God for growth. So 24th of January is my birthday by the grace of God. So at the end of the day, just let you guys know, if you don't hear anything from me or you don't see anything from me, that is because of what I'm telling you. Now, this week, by the grace of God, we are going to pick the first thing is to break down series of assets and which one is compatible for people. Now, every bit of the information we're going to be talking about, they are all connected to a certain kind of mindset you need to have. So we're going to take up, first of all, about the market, talk about all the structures of the market, the different type of market that we have, centralized market, decentralized market, different type of assets, what is really NAS 100, what is really US 30, how do you qualify to be in the company space of NAS 100, US? So people don't understand all of these things. Why do we even have a whole entire index group? All right, what is gold really? All of that. Okay, with that all being said, this is where today's masterclass brings us to an end. I really thank you guys so much. I really thank you guys so much, and I apologize for last week. As you can see, my energy wasn't there. I was not feeling well at all. Guys, TP family, let's do our best to make sure that we keep this momentum of respecting each other. This family or this community is not here to tell somebody that their mentor is bad or their mentor is good. That is not what this community is for. This community is genuinely for people who are tired of not having a holistic structure of a body of knowledge. How can we grow together? How do we go to the next level? I want to use my experience to help you to see how far it will bring you. Now, whether I teach you or not, it will not exempt the fact that you will still lose. Let's respect one another. Let's celebrate one another. Let's support one another. And let's do it all in love. With that all being said, my name is Cliff Cheqona. I will see you guys next week on the episode 3 of the Trading Psychology Masterclass. And at the end of the day, with that all being said, peace out. God bless you all. Bye bye.